Hi everyone, I'm here today to explain how I biked from Sydney to Melbourne. Just to give you a sense of how far this is, here's my Strava route from Sydney to Melbourne, about 1,100 kilometers. This was my first cycling tour and I learned a lot along the way. So I'm here today to share the tips and tricks so you can do it better. Oh man, this is a tough one. So why would anyone bike from Sydney to Melbourne? For myself, I thought it was a wonderful way to experience the landscape and to really get in touch with nature. I also wanted to challenge myself to see what was possible. Let's dive right in and explain the gear and preparation. I flew from San Francisco to Sydney with my biking gear. Upon arrival, my bike box looked pretty beaten up. I used my camp gear and foam for padding. When I was unpacking, I realized one of my bike pedals was missing. So, pro tip, make sure you neatly bundle everything because parts may get lost during security inspection. Feel free to take a screenshot of the key items I use on this bicycle tour. My old commuter bike held up surprisingly well. I bought it used for $100 and added a clip-on rear rack and panniers from Amazon, each $50. Once you are all packed up, I recommend doing a test ride to make sure your gear stays in place.
It's actually working.
The next part of the video, I will share my 14-day journey and include tips and recommendations along the way. The first challenge was getting out of Sydney. Sydney is a very big city with a lot of traffic, so I recommend taking the public transit to get to the very edge of the city. I took the train to Cronulla and then a small ferry to Bundeena so I could skip all the traffic and go straight into nature. Here's a small ferry that's $7 and bike friendly. Right away in Royal National Park, I felt like I was setting myself up for a big adventure. The park has beautiful scenery and not a lot of cars. There's sometimes a bike shoulder, sometimes not. Biking in the middle of Australia's summer is no joke. It is extremely hot and humid, and this park has a lot of hills. So make sure you fill up on water. Made it out of the national park. It's been pretty fun of a ride so far. Along the New South Wales coast, there are limited bike paths, so when you do get one, it's a real pleasure. So it's called Sharky Beach. What a name. It looks very beautiful, but I wouldn't want to go into any water that's called sharky. It's really hard carrying all this weight. Oh my god. 50 pounds or so. I underestimated how slow I would be with all that weight, so ideally give yourself plenty of time. Almost at my first warm showers. Let's see how it goes. What is Warmshowers? Warmshowers is a network where touring cyclists can find free accommodation offered by hosts along their route, fostering connections within the cycling community. I highly recommend it. It's only $30 for a lifetime membership to Warmshowers. Had my first experience of Warmshowers, which has been absolutely amazing. I can't believe it. Cook me dinner, they're gonna make me breakfast tomorrow and help me with laundry and everything. So yeah, really nice, and they even showed me around town. Alright, excited for day 2. Every Warmshowers host is different, so read the reviews before contacting them to arrange a stay. Kinda sucks. Some highway sections are unavoidable, like in Kiama. Yeah, so my bike rack was rubbing on the tire here. I have to take everything off and reset it. A random stranger helped me. Kind of a nasty highway section. Nice, smooth, quiet road, flat. It's really good. There is a small access point to the beach, off Beach Road. Don't miss it. It's incredible to see 7 miles of empty, beautiful beach. Oh boy, it's so hot right now. It's like a tourist information center with air conditioning. It's 37 degrees outside. The heat is crazy. So my average speed right now is 12 kilometers an hour, which is very slow. I've been carrying a whole bunch of fruits with me. It's so just gotta eat it now. I didn't even realize how hungry I was. A lot of cars on this highway. The Princess Highway is the main highway that runs along the coast of Australia. I tried really hard to avoid it by going on side roads. You can check out my Strava routes in the description for the route information. One of the best moments on this trip was just cooling off in the ocean. I'm so glad I went for a swim. I feel way better. My second Warmshowers, so it's a little bike path road. Super lucky again to get a wonderful host. I got a lot of sun already. I need to be more careful with sunscreen. Don't be like me and forget to reapply sunscreen. The UV index is extremely high. All right, day 3. We'll be doing 115 kilometers today. I noticed there are quite a few sidewalks that are designated for cycling. I think Australia could do a lot better with bike infrastructure. Got some audiobooks. Sometimes you have a shoulder and sometimes you're squeezed on this little 1-foot gap along the highway. Up well, so I'm glad. Wow, this climb was brutal. This fly keeps eating me. I had a lot of flies as companions on this bike trip. I'm at the post office and I've figured out what I don't need, which is this whole bag of stuff. It's just super heavy. It's like 5 kilo. So I'm gonna ship it off. Luckily I have a friend of a friend in Melbourne to receive the package. So flies, they just never stop going around your face. This was not so fun to bike behind. I was covered in mud afterwards. This is great. This is a big relief to get off the Princess Way. It's so hot. Whew. Woodstock Road is a great way to avoid the highway. Whew. The heat. Oh, there's a sound of thunder coming. It's funny, someone at the gas station was like, oh, you can't go on this road with that little bike. Okay, there it is. Dirt road. But at least there's no cars. This road is pretty bumpy, but still rideable. Oh boy, yeah, those are definitely thunderclouds. Oh man, the sky's getting so dark and this is really adventurous. Oh my god. Back to the highway. Oh no, it's starting to hail. Big pea size. Okay, it's officially pouring like mad right now. I'm just hiding under my tarp on the side of the highway. Oh crap. Oh my god. It's like really heavy rain. I regret shipping off my rain gear that afternoon. That was some crazy amount of rain. 20 kilometers away from the town. Oh, finally here. That was a very hard 20 kilometers. Oh my god. So much rain and lightning and thunder, it's crazy. Oh my god. Oh, I've never been so happy to have a place inside. Pad thai. So glad I have food and warmth. 4 and it's still raining. So I went to Kmart to buy some warmer clothes because I don't have any more warm clothes. I shipped it off to Melbourne. Still drizzling and pretty cold. Didn't expect this in that heat. So bike touring requires a lot of calories, so I go to the grocery store to make big breakfasts. This is day 4. This is Bateman's Bay. Really happy about Kmart selling this jacket for $15, so we're gonna stay warm, much better than yesterday. Some more highway sections, which will, I don't know, we'll see. All right, on my way now, wet one today. The art of route planning. My goal was to get from Sydney to Melbourne in 14 days before New Year's Eve. So like any good project manager, I made myself milestones. This method worked well for me, as I could easily tell if I was on track. I selected the closest towns that were approximately 25%, 50%, and 75% of the total distance, and spread the days evenly. That way, I was flexible to make daily adjustments to how far I biked based on the weather, terrain, and fatigue levels within those milestones. Way warm even though it's wet and cool. It was a long and rainy day. I was listening to the Huberman podcast in one ear and one ear to the road. Had my lunch, feeling pretty good. Let's see. There's a great little gravel trail south of Bruley where you can avoid the highway and be along the beach. Oh, this has been really nice. I feel so calm and relaxed right now. I couldn't believe how many endless beautiful beaches there are. I wish I was moving at this speed, but I fast forwarded this video just to show the countryside and how the road looks on Princess Highway. I was surprised how hilly the coastline is. There are no big hills here, but there are a lot of small ones. I finally arrived at my destination, Baldella, a very cute small town with an awesome historic pub. Yeah, that was a really fun, amazing interaction with a whole bunch of locals. Yeah, very kind and helpful. So Warmshowers number 3. I think this is it. The rooster runs away. Lucky me, my host has a bunch of fun animals. Yeah, lots of cute animals, and what a great place. This makes the trip like even more wonderful. Warmshowers host was so nice, and she brought me to see wild kangaroo. I thought it would be easy to find kangaroo, but I didn't find any except for this spot. And the animals were so cool. Because of the kangaroo detour, I had a late start to the day, but it was so worth it. I didn't get too far because then I got my first flat. Thanks. Oh, that's sad. Oh. Lucky for me, this was my only flat on the trip. Flat was successfully fixed. Incredibly, 3 guys stopped to offer me help, so that's really nice. It's a nice downhill. Whee! Culprit was a very sharp piece of glass, so glad I found that. If you're ever cycling in Australia, the Dalmeny bike path is absolutely one of the best parts of this trip. You have amazing coastal views and no cars, and you're also skipping the highway. Every corner is just like wow, 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 and it's all bike path. The wind is picking up pretty extreme, but that was super nice. He helped pump my tires and I got a new tube. I was rushing to the campsite to avoid getting caught in another storm. So that's it, I'm in Bermagui. Here's my tip on finding campsites using WikiCamps Australia. This is a paid-for app. I think I paid around $7 for this app, but I found it very useful as it had a lot of detailed information of where to camp, where are the water stops, and the most valuable part is the reviews on each campsite. You can find free campsites in Wild Camp. However, I went to a proper campground for a badly needed shower. Solitaire. This is a single person tent. Single like me. The first time I'm using this tent. It's pretty small. At least I'm in a very well established campsite. I can't believe this place was 80 Australian dollars, which is like 50 US for a patch of grass, but yeah, beggars can't be choosers. I didn't have the energy or time to look for a cheaper alternative as a storm was coming. Alright, so last night, didn't sleep so well. I got really cold. I had to put on all my clothes and my sleeping mat was leaking air. I have no idea why it's leaking air. I checked it several times and I even put it underwater to see if any bubbles would form, but yeah. Oh, there's my alarm. But overall, it's okay. It's a sunny day, so I can't complain, and just about to have my breakfast. Now it looks so lovely. Oh my. Oh. Oh, it's so beautiful here, and the day is great. Okay, here's a spot that you should not miss. It's called Bermagui Pool. I heard about it from some locals, and truth be told, always listen to the locals because they know what's best around. This was one of the most memorable moments on my trip. Why is that? Because you get the feel and scenery of the ocean without being in the dangerous waves and no sharks.
I was hesitant to get in. It's a little cold, but it's so worth it. I got pushed off by the waves. Feeling much more refreshed after that swim. I'm so glad I stopped.
The Tathra Bermagui Road is a great way to avoid the highway and continue along the coast. Wildfire areas from 2020. A lot of bushfire in this region. Here's a superimposed map to show how massive the bushfires were. I've done almost 1,000 meters in 30 kilometers. It's crazy. Not much going on here, but at least there's no cars, so this is very pleasant. Stopping for lunch right around the creek here. There's like nothing for several miles and getting pretty hungry. I got some tuna here. Food while biking. Since there were so many grocery stores along the route, I bought just enough food for each day to minimize weight. Be sure to bring lots of food and water after Bermagui because there's nothing for miles. Strange birds around here. Mimosa Rock National Park. It was beautiful but very challenging with a lot of hills. I did not see many cyclists in general, so this was a rare sighting. I feel pretty exhausted. Oh my god! My back. Yeah. I would highly recommend stretching frequently while doing bike touring. Another secret gem is to stop at Tathra Beach, where you can have a nice dip in a calm bay. Oh, these are some magical moments. I cooled off in the water and it was just so beautiful. Yeah, liking it. It's like when you're struggling the most and you're like, oh, this is so hard, why am I doing it? And then you have a good moment where you just discover this perfect little sandbar beach. Yeah. My not so fancy salad. Gotta eat those vegetables. Nutrition for bike touring. There is no silver bullet for nutrition. Everyone has different needs, but I can make a few suggestions. Be prepared with a lot of food, as you'll likely feel constantly hungry. I find that fatty foods like nuts sustain me better during long, low-intensity exercise. Also, eat small portions throughout the day to avoid bonking. I also recommend drink frequently, at least every 30 minutes, and get electrolytes to avoid muscle cramps, especially if you sweat a lot. After you're done riding, do not wait too long to eat a proper meal that's full of protein and carbohydrates. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dogs. Day 7. That warm showers to stay that was so wonderful and nice. The best bed I've had all week. Maybe ever. Yeah, really nice cycling couple and pretty inspiring day. Traveled like half the world. My legs are so sore and my butt. I woke up in the middle of the night with my leg twitching. That's a new sensation. After a week of non-stop cycling, my body was starting to wear down, and this was by far my toughest day. I was walking up hills and slowly making my way to Marimbula. I'm so tired today. I just feel like an absolute zombie. Every hill and direction, I'm just getting lost. I'm tired. I'm only halfway. Let's It's really good, but it's spicy. I'm feeling a little bit better after I ate, but still super exhausted. Look at that low tide.
Wow, the views are really nice. I have another about 30 kilometers to Eden. I'm taking a long route, but hopefully there'll be less traffic. Yeah, hopefully I get there before nightfall. All right, here's my parallel back road. Just an extra 5K. Lots of hills. Oh boy. Road conditions. Overall, most of my trip was on smooth pavement, and I'd say just about 10% was on bikeable gravel. This is a rough estimate, but I believe 70% of my route was quiet roads like this and 30% on busy highway sections. Watch out for the goats. I'm so tired. There's a very hilly route. Whew. I can't rush these things. You definitely have to be very patient. So freaking tired. This hill, whew, it's just been all climbing. How far does it go? It keeps going. Oh man, this is a tough one. I don't know if listening to Hooverman is a good motivation at this moment. Maybe I should listen to some party music or something. Oh my god, I hope that's the end of it. Fitness for bike touring. Now you may be asking, how fit do I need to be to do something like this? It all depends on what pace you set, and make sure it's reasonable for you. I would recommend regularly practicing with your bike and all the gear, and make sure that the bike fits you well and that the saddle is comfortable. The more you practice, the better you will feel on the trip. Even though I am an experienced cyclist, I underestimated how physically demanding and slow I will be on the bike because of the extra weight. Last minute campsite. It seems hard to get. Yeah, that's my $70 patch of grass, but what can I say? Comes with a shower, which I really want after today's ride. And yeah, sun is setting. Looks quite nice. So exhausted. I felt like today I reached my breaking point, and you know, it's like one of those things where it's losing its fun a little bit. I need a rest day. It's almost Christmas too. Oh my god. The birds are so loud. It's gotten really dirty. So here we go. Day 8. Can you believe it's just halfway? No way. It's a lot of biking. Oh my god, I look so tired. We got some granola. It's Christmas Eve! But it's a beautiful lookout. There was a lot of hills to get to this point. I am so dead. So tired. Oh man, what a week it's been. It feels like the most crazy, longest, insane week ever. When I compare it to like being in the office for a week, like a normal work week, to this, it doesn't feel the same at all. Change my plan. I am waiting for the bus. It should come in an hour. There's only one and only bus. I really hope it doesn't have an issue with putting my bike on. Basically the next like 200 kilometers is on a very busy highway, and there's holiday traffic and lots of trucks and cars. So yeah, not at all a safe route to bike on.
I've met so many people who even told me like, don't ride on this highway. It's not at all safe, and there's no resupply station anywhere. So bus it is. I'm not gonna let my ego of, oh, I need to ride the whole way, stop me from doing what is safe and reasonable. So
yay, and lucky me, the driver had no issue with putting my bike underneath the bus. This was the best $7 I've ever spent. The bus saved me from 185 kilometers or 115 miles of super narrow, busy highway from Eden to Orbis. Cycling this section would have been extremely challenging, especially on Christmas Eve, when the stores in a small town could have been closed. I was really happy to sit back and enjoy the scenery from the bus. You can see how narrow the road is, and there's absolutely no shoulder to bike on, so I'm glad I could do this safe and sound. I chose to get off at Orbis because that's where the bike rail trail begins. I got off the bus and biked straight to the snowy river for a quick dip.
made it to Orbis without breaking a sweat, which is pretty cool. The bus driver was super nice. And wow, the water is so warm. It's really nice. This is what I do on Christmas. Alright, set up my tent again. Getting better at it. A nice place to have Christmas Eve. My neighbors invited me for breakfast tomorrow, so that's really nice. Christmas breakfast. And yeah, there's gonna be fireworks in town. That's pretty cool.
It was a pleasant surprise to stumble upon the town's Christmas festivities. It was like a Christmas miracle. My camp neighbors were so nice. They invited me for a breakfast and dinner.
It's Christmas Day! Merry Christmas! Wow, it's so windy. There's a storm coming. Snowy river though. I can't believe it's Christmas and it feels so warm. Doesn't feel like Christmas. I'm feeling so body tired. Could just fall asleep right now. I'm so lucky that my camping neighbors invited me over for dinner. So I don't know. Just gonna take it, you know, when you have a plan and want to change it, when adapt to opportunities, I would say, and make the most of it. Not to keep biking today is because everything is closed on Christmas Day. Or anything open. There's flies like crazy here. So I don't have enough food and energy to keep going. The wind is brutal. I think the storm coming up is going to be quite the big one. I can feel the big, my God, I'm so tired. Oh my God.
This was so cool to see a herd of cows follow me as I biked and stare me down. So I arrived at my cat neighbor's house for Christmas dinner, and they even offered me a room to stay while waiting out the storm. I cannot believe my luck that I found such a wonderful family to hang out with and had so much fun and got to play with dogs, including Bomber. And then we could see the storm approaching, and this was a big one.
It's raining like crazy here. The thunderstorm just rolled in from a clear sunny day. I am so lucky I'm not biking or camping in this. Oh man. Oh, doggy. Wow. It's so crazy. Oh my God, this storm is so crazy. It's like the most insane thunderstorm. Oh my God. There you go. A cracker of Australia.
Right by.
There you go. Hooray, it's finally a sunny day. Having the best time of my life. Lynn and Lorraine. Hello.
Hi.
how did you guys find me? You can explain.
Well, we turned up at the Orbost Caravan Park because we were going to have Christmas together, my sister and I, and these beautiful girls camping behind us, says hello, and that's how we all began.
This turned out to be a super amazing Christmas. And yeah, it rained for a couple days, and I ate a lot for a couple days. Wow, 2 weeks, I'm gonna be so full.
It was super hard to say goodbye.
I'm back on my bike after several good days of rest. It's been so amazing to meet such a lovely family who took me in, fed me, and did everything, cut my hair, took me around town. Like, I don't know, they were just so freaking amazing and nice. And now I'm back on my way to Melbourne on the rail trail from Nawa. This is a 60-kilometer trip for today, and yeah, I am super happy and excited to explore more of Australia. So here we go.
What was once a railway line for logging is now a great bike path called the East Gippsland Rail Trail. It runs from Orbost to Bairnsdale, about 100 kilometers of car-free, beautiful bike path. Safety while solo. Ensure your cell phone has a reliable data plan, like Telstra in Australia, to make sure you have the widest coverage. I use Strava Live Beacon to share my data with trusted friends, and carry an emergency satellite phone in areas that have no reception. The iPhone 14, for example, includes this feature. And don't forget the essentials like a first aid kit and a flat repair kit.
Feeling pretty good. I'm really loving this rail trail. And now it's paved too. I don't know, feeling a little tired. It's been over a week and a bit of on the road, and maybe feeling a little bit homesick. It was nice to feel like I was part of a home for a little bit, but then leaving it was hard. So, I don't know, it's all part of the journey.
I tried to get a cool few shots of me pedaling, but then I realized it's way too much work to go back and pick up the camera.
Some smooth roads now.
This was a very minimal equipment production. I filmed everything on my GoPro 9 and edited it on my iPad with iMovie. One thing that is great about cycling in Australia is the number of water refill stations and free public bathrooms that are clean.
Yeah, way less hilly than the other route. Had another wonderful stay with the Warmshowers host. They took me to see koala bears, and it was really cool.
If you're in Australia, you have to try one of these vanilla slices, aka snot block. My hosts were showing me how to eat one while we were waiting for the ferry to the koala bear island.
Squeeze it too tight. It'll fall on your lap.
Oh my god, oh no.
No, don't bite it. You gotta lick this out. You with me?
From the sides first.
So you work around it, and then you can shrink it. Sorry?
Oh my god. Wow, it's so good.
It's worth taking the ferry to Raymond Island to see wild koala bears.
Oh, that's enough.
It's like no more. It's like I don't want these pictures.
These warm shower hosts were so much fun.
Very, very windy. Holy cows.
I spotted this interesting Australian animal, an echidna. Has spines like a porcupine, a beak like a bird, a pouch like a kangaroo, and lays eggs like a reptile.
Pretty exhausted from this route. It's so windy. Yeah, it's hard. Sometimes it's really fun, sometimes it's really hard. It's like one of those hard moments.
Victoria has a lot of farmland and a lot of headwind.
Kilometers of pure headwind. Ian's went to Stratford and had a great stay.
My Warmshowers host was a real inspiration. He got into cycling in his 60s and is riding strong ever since. He even biked to Everest Base Camp when he was 70. I am super impressed. The next section is a lot of rail trails. I would recommend going to railtrails.org.au to get a detailed map because a lot of these trails are not on Google Maps yet.
Interesting bikes and trees. I don't know, some cool art. Oh no! I scared the little baby cow. Oh, it's good to have a bench. Oh my god. Kilometers. Kilometers are slow and hard. Second last day of riding, and yeah, feeling like I've had enough. We got some fresh eggs here.
Get that protein. Yeah, I'm really struggling to peel this egg. Nice to see some of the old train stations along the bike path. So much countryside and wind. Feel like I got my, had enough cycling for some time. I don't see anybody for hours at a time. Oh, 60 kilometers is so hard, especially against the wind. Here to win. River. It's so windy. Ready to take a big break. Yay, I made it. Oh my god, I am so tired. And so today is the last day and I'm heading to Melbourne. Yay! Fundraising challenge. Inspired by the Netflix documentary Biking Borders, I also wanted to fundraise money through this cycling challenge. My goal was to fundraise $1 for every kilometer, so 1,000 kilometers for $1,000, to this children's charity called Right to Play. Right to Play is a global charity that uses sports and play to empower children facing adversity. They focus on education, life skills, disease prevention, and social inclusion through play-based programs in disadvantaged communities worldwide. What I like about this charity is that they are very financially transparent and it scores highly on third-party audit reviews. If you want to start your own fundraiser, it's very simple. Go on their website and just click a few links to start your own fundraising page. At the end of the video, I'll show you if I reach my fundraising goal. The rest of the way to Melbourne is a lot of bike path, not so interesting until I get to the city. Melbourne is so windy. It's crazy. It's fighting the wind. Lucky me, my friend of a friend met me on his bike and we rode into the city together.
Yeah, plenty of pretty houses out here. They're all like fabulous. That's a real push bike. There you go.
Melbourne has some of the nicest bike paths that I've ever seen. It was such a change from the countryside to be in the city, seeing all the people and all the action. I was super excited to finish my ride.
Not happening.
I'm very happy to say that the fundraiser was a success, and I'm deeply grateful for everyone's donations to Right to Play. Thank you so much. Hey, thanks for watching. This is my first big video production. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's quite lengthy, but I hope you found it fun and informative. And I really appreciate any feedback and comments you give me. Thanks again and see you next time.